What's up, guys? David the Smash Fan here from Chibi Podcast, and we're going to be reviewing episode 5 of Rascl Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. So, let's dive right into this. The episode starts off when Mai was in front of Sakura's house, and he lets her in and explains the situation of what's happening with Tomoe. And so she understands, okay, so this is why you're doing it. But she's upset a little bit because even though she understands the situation, she doesn't understand why he has a soft spot because of something that Tomoe said about feeling embarrassed about being alone. But anyway, she's like, okay, do what you got to do. And there's one thing that she says before she leaves. Well, before she leaves, she tells Sakura that she's going to Kagoshima for a drama that she needs to film. And one of the things that she says before she's going to leave, she's going to be gone for the entire week. One of the things she says is, as I said, she says, I hope pretend dating doesn't turn into serious. And obviously this is a case of foreshadowing what's going to happen with Tomoe and Sakura. And so anyway, before they go on their actual date, Sakura talks to his friend, trying to find out stuff about Maesawa Senpai, so the guy who asked Tomoe out and who started the whole loop. And come to find out that he's actually kind of a sleazebag. Like he's cheating on his. Well, I don't know if he's cheating on his girlfriend, but he doesn't like his girlfriend, and I think actually did it say he's cheating on her, but basically he's a sleazebag, and so because of this, he actually feels better about fake dating Tomoe because he's like, give me a reason to not feel guilty about this. And so that happens, and they go on the date, and it goes all fine. And one thing that we learn about Tomoe is that how much she changed from how she was in Fukuoka, where she was kind of he says she was a bumpkin, and she said, I changed. I looked at magazines. I changed my clothes, and she likes who she is now. And so he says, why are you fretting about this? If you like yourself, that's all you need. And and then they help this girl out from their class to find a little cell phone strap, and he calls Sakura the came full circle and acceptable senpai. So it's just a cool little nickname that he has been given by the school because of his whole confession of love to Mai. And so anyway, going into the story, into the episode, we come to find out a little bit more about Tomoe's issues, where she has this fear that she of being disliked by anyone. So she says, I want to be liked by everyone. And then Sakura comes in with his own view of things. He says, I don't really care if everyone hates me, as long as there's that one person who needs me. Like if there's one person who needs me, that's enough for me to keep on living. And so I think this kind of hits home to Sakura, to Tomoe, kind of help her to change how she views things, especially with her friends and at school. Anyway, what happens next in regards to Tomoe and Sakura is that these rumors that start coming about saying that she's very easy, she's a whore, and all this stuff, and it's actually coming from Maesawa, and it sounds like he's jealous that Sakura got to her before he did, and he's also spreading rumors that they do it all the time. So anyway, Sakura makes up this plan where he confronts Maesawa and actually beats him up. Not way bad, because Sakura gets hit with one punch, gets down, but he uses his brains and kicks him, and it keeps him down, and basically just tells everyone that's within earshot at the train station that he's still a virgin, and then takes Tomoe, and they just kind of run off to get away from that area, where she also confesses that she's a virgin too, and he's like, well, I kind of figured, and she's like, well, I kind of figured you knew that too, but just in the off chance that you thought that, I just wanted to clarify that. And this episode ends with him telling Tomoe that once everything is cleared up, this whole misunderstanding and the fake relationship that he'll be friends with her. And it's starting to look like that's not what she wants, because at the very very end of the episode, she gets a message on her phone to watch a video, a YouTube video, and she doesn't have premium like I do, so she has to watch the commercials that are on there. But what it shows is that commercial that Mai's in, that we saw earlier in the episode, for a drink, and then she's just watching and she has like this pained expression on her face, and so it's looking like she has developed feelings for Sakuta, which goes back to what Mai said, like hopefully this pretend doesn't turn into something serious, which she was saying that to Sakuta, but also telling him to look out so that this doesn't happen to Tomoe for him. And so now we don't get too much in the previews because it never goes into much detail, like maybe 3-4 seconds, and just tells us the title. But what I'm thinking could possibly happen, again, it's kind of mirroring a lot of stuff that's happened with Haruhi Suzume with the Endless 8. But what could possibly happen at this point now is, first of all, it's going to be the last episode in her arc. Second, she might try to do another loop to where he never passes the day once the relationship like officially ends, so that she can just keep reliving that time with him over and over again, and maybe change the outcome, so that they actually are together instead of him being with Mai or wanting to be with Mai. So it's gonna be interesting how they do the next episode. I hope they do something like that where this loop comes in again. Yeah, I mean, I think they've handled it a lot better than they did in Haruhi. And the comedy, the humor was great. There was actually this little conversation that Mai and Sakuta had when she calls him, and they just have like this very natural conversation, very natural relationship. It's very organic, and it's a really good thing, and they don't have to rely on like fan servicey stuff or unnecessary touching, and that I think that's a great thing. I mean, granted, like he does his dry humor about like fantasizing about her legs or whatever, but she can take it, and maybe she gets flushed a little bit, but not too much, because she can also dish that type of sarcastic dry humor to him as well. And I think that's also why he really likes her, is that she doesn't get offended and isn't the typical girl that you see in other shows, in other shoujo or whatever it may be. So it was a great episode. I'll give it about an 8 out of 10. The date was okay, but again, it's just kind of could have done without it. But I mean, it was necessary for the plot, but nothing like really important happened. I kind of felt that the whole searching for the phone strap with that classmate was kind of random. I mean, like I said, it gave me that line, the came full circle and acceptable senpai. But other than that, it didn't serve much purpose, I guess, aside from kind of focusing on the fact that she doesn't have to be liked by everyone. I don't know. I really can't interpret why that was in there. But overall, like I said, 8 out of 10. And yeah, great episode. Can't wait for next week. Let us know what you think about the episode. Put it in the comment section below. Follow us on Facebook at Chibino Podcast, Twitter at Chibino Podcast, capital C, capital N, capital P, and follow our podcast episodes on Podomatic.com/Chibino Podcast. This is David the Smash Fan, and I'm out.